Hello, Education 2301. This is your week 8 explanation. We are moving on to looking at our less special population, which is socioeconomic status, and we're really going to be looking at children in lower SESs or poverty and the impact that that has on education and outcomes. So when we look at the checklist, we will have the readings, you'll have an activity this week, and then you'll have your time log. The portfolio is going to be due on Thursday, and then you have your final to finish us all up. So this is, try this link to bring up the PowerPoint. And then this is Payne's readings, and so a lot of the work in the week activity that you'll be doing will be based on Payne's work. Here is the poverty rates in America and kids count numbers. I checked most of these yesterday and they were all working. One of the things we're going to talk about is when we talk about children growing in low SESs, you may talk about food insecurities or housing insecurities, where children may not be getting, they may not know where the next food's coming from, they may not know where they're sleeping. And so understanding Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and that if you have a kid who is hungry in your class, they're not going to be really focused on learning because they need that. If they're worried about someone having a place to sleep, they're not going to be that focused on, self-esteem and things along those lines. So you've got to build the stronger bottom before you can work on the top. Some are learning loss, and this is a really great visual to explain what's happening. The lack of resources or lack of experiences that happen even before they get into school, which we talked about the 30 million word gap in 2 weeks ago, and then this will go in and talk about it even more if you don't provide that consistent experiences to kids. Then here are some strategies, and there's not a whole lot, but basically you need to meet those foundational needs first, which is why you're talking about the reduced and free lunch program, the backpack program, things along those lines. And then what else can you do? Then here's your weekly activity with Payne's resources. And so when you do it, what I want you to do is, I do want you to go in, hold on. You do the readings. I've made an example. You can come in and you can either do one, financial, and then define it. Here you can put, financial, mental, spiritual, and then what is the definition of it? Then you're going to watch this video, and then you're going to say, did DJ have it? And you can do a check if he did. You can leave it blank for no or put a hash. How do you know it? Like he had that resource. And then come down here and be like, what were some hidden rules that that's in the content materials did you know? So for example, he uses humor as deflection, or your values in personality and storytelling, things along those lines. What were some of those hidden rules that you saw? And at the end of the day, what was it that moved him from a low socioeconomic status into the successful life that he's created for himself? And so it is the one thing that is proven time and time again, like putting money towards people who don't have it, that doesn't solve the problem. There is something else within these resources that is it. And so what is it? And then you've got your socioeconomic time log and journal. So here is the time log, and there's not a lot out there. So you're going to watch these, and then what you're going to do is you're going to come down here and you're going to watch 27 minutes of your choice. So here's a link and examples of videos. So you can find the grade that you want, the topic that you want, and you just have to watch 27 minutes of it. And what you'll do is you'll document it here on this one and describe it. And then remember, for these, there needs to be a paragraph per question. If you just write one block paragraph for all of them, then you're not going to get maximum value points when it comes to the reflection part of this assignment, okay? Tell me a little bit what's going on in the video up here as well, once again, in order to get maximum value of your points. Last but not least is your portfolio for this week. And so if you made one in 1301, what you're going to do is just go to the first one you did, and you will edit and add to the bottom of it. And so I will be only looking for these items right here that you did in this class. If you need a video, because this 2301 is the first course that you've taken in education and you don't have a portfolio, this video starting at second 53 will help you. And then we have the final. And what the final is, there's 37 questions. And it's going to cover the last 4 special populations that we talked about: English language learners, race, gender, and socioeconomic status. So it's going to be over terms, looking about like what are the 3 types of models to teach English language learners. What is the Matthew effect? There's going to be some matching, multiple choice, true, false. In here, there is 1 attempt. There is no time limit. It must be due by Thursday. And so what I will tell you about the modules, the last part of it, these 2 are due on Wednesday, and the portfolio and the final are going to be due on Thursday. All right? And you guys have a great last week. Let's finish strong.